What's good, y'all? It's kennykamz here, and this is The Black Show. What's good, everybody? I hope everybody's having a good weekend. About to get ready for this Packer game here. Just want to do a show quick because I put up a little bit of content earlier. I have to you guys don't know how many times I moved this dang studio, so I have to redo my mics, redo all that stuff. So, and it's about and anybody that works with all of this technology stuff, especially for the streaming and the camera stuff get real finicky and mics don't work and yeah. So bear with me for that. I'm still leave that episode up just because it was more of a tryout, and I'm like, why waste time? So I still put it out, but yeah, check out my other videos on the account and like, comment, subscribe for me. So today is a bunch of topics. I kind of got some random topics I want to get into, but it's more just stuff I wanted to touch on from like the last couple weeks now. This show probably would have been better to do like Monday, but again, it's football season, y'all, so I'm busy. But the first topic I want to talk about, if y'all see me looking down, I got my little cheat sheet here with me. First topic I want to talk about is Kimmel getting suspended after the Charlie Kirk shooting comments. So when I originally wrote this up, he had just they had just suspended him or whatever, or indefinitely suspended him. Then I think what was it, like Thursday, Tuesday, Wednesday, he was right back on the air, and I think this was an attempt to get like it's so obvious that this Charlie Kirk thing is an op, and it was trying to get other things accomplished that it just couldn't, nothing could take hold. So that's why I say the people that are running the world, like functionally, they're so disconnected. They don't really understand how things work. So I learned that being working in higher ed, that a lot of people of that kind of social class, I guess, they think in hypotheticals and like not in like logistically is that happening or is that, and then they'll stick to their hypothetical. It's almost like they try to speak it into existence of what they think is happening. And I'm a big person to write stuff down, speak stuff into existence, yeah, but it's to a level where it comes to their delusion, where they don't understand what reality is. So if you look at this, you could think about the Q crowd. You could think about the MAGA people thinking that Trump is some savior when he's clearly owned and just being used. They come on a liberal side of like that all people that are Republican or conservative are evil. It's a brain level of brainwashing and just programming and silos that like they don't see. So they think if they, and it comes from a fear of being wrong, which is the weird part, and they're so afraid to be wrong that they can't adjust the way they think because then they won't have any friends. They'll be ostracized from the group. That's why I say it's programming. This is all done purposely too to make people not see the actual issue of all signs point to one place that's infiltrating and causing all of this stuff. So and the Charlie, but specifically with Jimmy Kimmel, it's been so interesting to see like the hypocrisy of. I've seen so many left people talk about, well, we can't. Free speech is supposed, and the left talks about free speech like they didn't do what they did the last 5 years and more than that. Like they talk about free speech like cancel culture wasn't a thing that started on the left first, and that's how I know that these people are actively lying to you and not just being misled, because the gaslighting and a lot of this stuff of like, oh well, you can't do that. Wait, you guys did that for like a long time. Like, and I don't agree with stuff Trump is doing, but he's just doing what they did to him, and then they talk about it like Trump is doing it and they didn't do it. It's just a level of narcissism and gaslighting that's wild. And you see this with Jimmy Kimmel because like he didn't apologize in his apology. Go watch the Jimmy Dore video, went over it pretty well. But the bigger picture of all of this is what was it for? It was for Jimmy Kimmel to now have a bigger platform. They were trying to artificially boost him up. But it's just not going to work because people are just checked out from it. And the people that are still, the movers and shakers, they don't understand that people have checked out for that because they see regular humans as a different species and that we're dumb. And that and I'm going to be real with a lot of us are. So, but also it's a core, it's more that have awakened to what's actually happening now. And we might not have the specifics, but we have a pretty good idea of what's being done to us. And even that little bit, that pretty good idea is dangerous for them because it ruins everything that they kind of want to accomplish. So they still are running the same games that they've run since the 60s and thinking that it'll work because they think it's the same population, but it's very much not. So that whole Charlie Kirk thing is a psyop. It's a op. Did he get killed? Yes. But when you look at his wife's parents' connections, when you look at all the different angles, when you look at the guys around him, maybe having a hand one of those pocket guns where like the circle thing in your hand or a cell phone gun. Like when you look at that caliber rifle would have blown his head off. It's used for shooting deer. You understand that like, oh, he was taken out. It wasn't no lone shooter. Like, and with the shooter's boyfriend, transgender girlfriend, whatever it is, disappearing now. Like with the thing I said from the jump, like, how are you in a public school building and it's cameras everywhere. I used to work at the university. It's cameras everywhere. They see everything. They have access. They can go timestamp to find everything. It's required for safety on campus. So you telling me no cameras caught any of this stuff happening? Like we get these Grady photos. It's almost disrespectful how lazy and sloppy that they actually are on these ops. And then Netanyahu coming on and just saying that he didn't do it. And just yesterday he said, "Oh, I don't own Trump." Like, bro, we know everything you say is the opposite. But that's the thing with his narcissism. Like, he's bragging. He can't help but brag what he's doing. So he just says he doesn't do it. But the thing is, I think it's gonna be interesting is how Trump reacts to that because it's not how to explain to people that like and that are not like tapped into the politics stuff. And I took a step back too. That it's opposite of what we've been told about all of this stuff, how it all works. None of it works how we thought it's gonna work. And we have been corrupted we've been programmed from the gate, like from the gate. Okay. So the next topic I want to talk about, another older one, but it was Charleston White getting chased off the HBCU campus. And I also want to talk about how Kwame Brown has been talking about Charleston White, which has been super interesting too, because I'll admit when Charleston White first came out, I was like, oh yeah, man. And I youth work in the trenches too. And like we work with the same demographic of juvenile offenders. And like, so it was a level of kind of respect that he had coming in with me. Right. But then I started to notice that like, it was really when he went over with Aiden Ross that one time and they tried the shenanigan stuff with him and he played it off. And then I realized like, oh, okay, working in nonprofit, I know exactly who this is. It's a dude in Milwaukee that walked like to Chicago or something and tried to raise. He's one of them cats that don't want to actually do the work but can talk a good game and essentially he turned into everything that he was fighting against. And that's what Kwame Brown is so good at, showing the hypocrisy in people's like what they say and their actual real life actions. Like that's Kwame Brown's top skill, even better than basketball, man. Like of being able to see through it. Like, wait, no, you say you this, but this is what you really doing. And it's more of a pattern recognition thing, I think. But so he went to a HBCU. So Charleston White went to a HBCU, right? And he went to Tougaloo. And let's talk about HBCUs after, but I'm gonna keep going with this too. He basically is like not playing into the HBCU game there of like, oh, we so oppressed and all of this stuff. And that's the key to triggering any black person that wants to blame somebody for the way they grew up or the way their parents grew up or that victim mindset, which is most of our community. And then you see in the video they like chased him off or whatever. And he might have pre-planned that on himself. because he knew he could trigger them and he wanted that viral moment because he was kind of, it wasn't a lot going on with him, and now he's back in the social media, YouTube type news again. But I also want to talk about the MAGA dudes going to Jackson. No, was it Tennessee State or where was it at? Was it Tennessee? I think it was TSU. So this is a thing that I think a lot of people don't understand, that our Gen Z and that college age culture of black kids are legitimately brainwashed at this point. Like their mob mentality, like you see that with this NBA YoungBoy stuff of like that. If that's not demonic possession, I ain't never seen it. You know what I mean? Like that's obvious demonic possession, and that if NBA YoungBoy is a person that our kids are looking up to, the boy is retarded. One, like in the literal sense, and he's also demonic, and he said it like, and that's who our kids just flock to. Like that's not a red flag. But that generation is so brainwashed and they so victim stands because they grew up poor, ain't never had nothing. And they always been told they a victim their whole life. That it's incensed in their brain that like these people are bad, and it's such a mob mentality of like you even see in sports like kids not coming out for sports because they don't want to be embarrassed, because they don't want to be like, we used to try to be. Our goal was to be stand out. Like just how am I going to stand out? How am I going to stand out as the millennial generation? Where the younger generation, their goals are to fit in, and like how can I fit in? How can I fit in? They're a lot like the boomers, with that. So they gonna fall like they rather go down with the ship of burning of ignorance than to go against other black people. And they've been taught this tribalism that like millennials didn't have, because I think especially if you went to schools for sports, because we grew up playing high level sports most of your life. You grew up around a lot of different people, like it's white boys, black kids, like Hispanic kids, like all that stuff. So we don't have that tribal. I've only been around black people my whole life. So and it's sad. And what they did on that campus, that it showed more in a negative sense that like our young black youth can't have conversations because they don't know information, because they've been brainwashed. So what they do, they go right to violence and try to threaten and fear. And that's why I'm like, bro, I wish, and you never wish like injury on person, but make them do what they say they're gonna do. I'm tired of like, oh, I'll whoop you. I'll come back in. I'm like, do what you gonna say. Why are you talking about it then? Because if you really about it, you wouldn't talk about it. You would do it. Or are you trying to get caught doing what you're doing? That's what it like. Or are you trying like no? Because if you actually doing something, or you gonna actually do something to me, you're not gonna tell nobody about it because you don't want to get caught. But it shows how below IQ of the rest of the population that the black youth is, and it's been done systemically from middle school up, probably elementary school up, and it's disgusting. So all right, let's talk about Dame Dash. So Dame Dash went on Breakfast Club, and he called Charlamagne gay, which was hilarious because Kwame Brown was loving that, and I think he's suing him now for like defamation for them trying to like kind of just ruin his reputation there. But a couple takeaways from that, and then I want to talk about the touch on the Cameron thing too with the paid in full and just all that stuff with 50 Cent. So first with him at the Breakfast Club interview. So you notice when Charlamagne would talk to him, he's trying to make a joke out of him. So everything he asks, he's laughing behind. There's no serious questions. He's trying to antagonize him to get one of those moments, because Charlamagne is one of them people that are poison for the black community, essentially. Like that's what I say. He's a poisonous person in the black community. Like he don't care about nothing but himself. He's opportunistic, probably narcissistic. So he's trying to get and I don't know what their connection with Jay-Z is. Dame kept bringing it up. I don't know enough to speak on it, but he's trying to get that rise out of him for that reason. And it's a long-standing beef, and I think it has to do with this Aaliyah stuff and R. Kelly stuff more, but something behind the scenes with Jay-Z and Dame, because Dame always getting shit on and Jay-Z never is. So something ain't adding up there to where I believe that Jay-Z more than likely been manipulating the media to talk negative about Dame, and he got a vendetta and a grudge against him, and Dame just kind of been surviving. But it was things that was said in that interview. Does Dame own, or is he on a board of whatever revolt? I don't know. like the business stuff, people don't. They think what they see on on the internet is real. Like, no, you never know who's behind. Like, 'cause at the end of the day, BlackRock and State Street is behind all these companies. So you never know who owns who. And then when they were talking about the rights to paid in full, they just listen. People just listen to stuff on the internet and assume it's real, which is weird to me. Like as adult, like you don't have the critical thinking skills to think through that. Like that's not how that works. Like if I don't know who Dame sold, I'm guessing Dame probably sold the back end, some of the back end to paid in full, so they can get investment money and like the actual way to do business with it, like the actual steps you got to take. But you can't just buy the rights to stuff and just make it. Like this is not how it works, bro. Like it's meetings that gotta happen on that. Partners gotta agree to sell. Like it's so much more. Like no matter how much money 50 got, like if Dame doesn't want to sell it, then he doesn't have to sell it to him. And that's the part where people they hear these financial conversations about business, and they never actually did it, so they don't understand how it works. So they just believe whoever they like is telling the truth. So, and Cameron is the biggest scumbag ever. I don't care. Like, yeah, he did that one honorable thing when Adrian Brunner was talking to I forgot co-host name, but he should have called it on the first one if he a real one. And then even I'm gonna pay you out now. It's everything is for the image and for the perception. Like it's not like you don't do that and be like, because if I was Adrian Brown, I'm like, bro, don't bring no money out because that's disrespecting them. And Cam and them do that on purpose and calling Dame's son and trying to offer him money to get dirt on that. That's weird. That's female behind the scenes stuff. Like that's the part where when Dame talk about like they move like females, they do. 50 move like a female too. And that's when he was saying that Charlamagne's not a good role model because they encourage that in black men. So shout out Dame Dash. And I'm very biased towards Dame Dash. Like, followed him his whole career. Big fan. And like on a side note, his cousin is Stacey Dash. And Stacey Dash is so bad to me even to this day. Like if Stacey Dash, if I got to meet her, I'm like, I don't want none of your money, none of that stuff. Like, I just want your energy around. Like, your energy seems super dope. So, like, Stacey Dash is, ever since the When It All Falls Down video, I've been in love with Stacey Dash. Probably before that, but that's when they, like, set in, where she was locked in for life. And she is bad. I don't even know how old she is. I don't care. Stacey Dash is bad. I want to meet her eventually in life. All right. I was going to talk about... Let's finish up. So I was going to talk about Shedeur Sanders, but now I'm tired of that. Let's talk about Jay-Z and his Times Square casino plan. So he had a plan to build a casino in Times Square. Basically, nobody wants this shit. I think Nas got a casino approved too, which is hilarious. But so it was going to be in Astor Plaza, like 40/40 club in it, restaurant, spas, all that stuff. So basically, you build a resort in Midtown Manhattan. I lived in New York for a short period of time after college, after undergrad. It was like 2012, I think, or 2013, around that time, probably 2012. And I was planning to go out there and move full time, but the job I got there wasn't the job I thought it was, and I was like, I won't be able to afford it. I was living in this apartment with like it was kind of like an Airbnb back then, but it was like probably 8 people in there. It was booked, but it was the situation was wild. I probably should have stayed just for the personal growth. I think it'd have been dope, but. So what I used to do is I used to get on the 4 train in Brooklyn, in the Bronx, and my stop was like 2 or 3 stops past Yankee Stadium, which was dope. I see Yankee Stadium every day. So I would get on the train and go down to Midtown, and go downtown to like Times Square, and basically just walk around and familiarize myself. Like go to the zoo, look at the horses with the carriages, and like just pretty much just familiarize myself. Go to the library, just walk around downtown. So it was super cool. When I was there, I did it. I was right there for a couple weeks. A couple weeks at most. But what I realized is New York is extremely packed. Like it's like people on top of people on top of people. I can see dating in New York being fire though. Like you could probably actually meet somebody that you can marry in a bigger city. That's one part I realized. Like I moved to a more rural area without having the dating and all that stuff and like that situation together. So, but this was very much easier to date in a bigger city. And we'll talk about that in a separate episode probably. But Jay-Z wanted to build it because I mean it's a moneymaker for him down there. That makes sense. It makes sense or why Jay-Z would want to do that. But the thing is, whenever something doesn't go right for Jay-Z, he tries to bring the black community in, because Jay-Z's a master manipulator too, man. Like, these people aren't good people, and I think a lot of people just assume they're good people because they have money. But like, people with money usually have to, especially on that level. And Jay-Z he can't really sell nothing now. He more makes money off his influence than his actual any products that he put out. Like, would nobody buy no Jay-Z music? Would nobody go see Jay-Z on tour if it wasn't for Beyonce and Beyonce's crowd? Like, I don't even know many Jay-Z fans anymore. He just controls a lot. He has a lot of influence, but I don't see Jay-Z. So he's trying to make money however he can make it. You know what I mean? Like, and even his name ain't big no more because he got tied up in Diddy stuff and like that Marina Abramovich stuff. Like, and so he's made some bad. So like, I don't know why people look up to Jay-Z. He's made just several terrible choices. If anybody, you want to look up just Ice Cube out of that generation, because Ice Cube is just killing it. Like, and he's done a lot. Like, Ice Cube's name brings money, not his influence. Like, his actual, what he puts on his product brings money to you. But Jay-Z's product don't really make a lot of money. It's just his influence and this position that he's in. And he's like his myth of Jay-Z. And like, the thing is with Jay-Z, people always want to put Jay-Z up on this like humanitarian and like status, but he's never did it in reality. He's always been for himself. Like, he admitted to shooting his own brother. So he came up selling drugs to black mamas and stuff. Like, every story we hear is about Jay-Z. There was one, I still remember that one where he was talking about at the family reunion, somebody asked for 10G. Like, nigga, you are, at that point, he was in the like hundreds of millions of dollars. And your cousin asking you for 10, even if you never get it back from him or they don't do nothing, give it to him, bro. Is the breaking up, if you got that much money, is breaking up the relationship worth $10,000? That means you ain't really care from the get-go then, right? Like, that's the part where I'm like, y'all, how do y'all see this man as some honorable dude? He's never done anything honorable. I think that's why Dame gets so upset, because I'm like, you talk about Dame all the time, but Jay has never done anything honorable in his career. So let's talk. Well, I'll end it on Shedeur Sanders because it is Sunday, Packers game playing. I don't think he'll ever be a regular starter in the NFL, and I think he knows it. I don't think he believes it, because when you understand what his dad is, and you understand that's why Shedeur has so many emotional problems. Because Shiloh probably got the worst of it from his dad, because every narcissist pick one person they hate, and then in the public they act like they love you, but behind the scenes they put you through hell. So I bet Shiloh, because Shiloh had that. He has emotional control issues, like the issue that got him in court in high school with the security guard at the high school. Like, it's bigger issues there with him, but Shedeur is delusional. Like, bro, you played from your entire career with your dad as a coach telling you the best thing ever. And then once you got to really compete and you got to really, like, combine and all that stuff and pro day, you expect people to think that you're the best instead of like coming in with like blank eyes. You expect to have bias. It's the Bronny James thing. It's all of these Hollywood actors kids so it's not about race, because it's the Archie Manning. Like, we have become so like subservient to that rich class or entertainment class that we think that they are like royalty over us and they deserve the opportunity over us because of who their fathers were. Like, no, bro. No. I've been coaching football for 15 years. I've been around college sports for damn near 15 years, 10 years myself, like in a professional setting. Like, no, college sports is where everybody has a fair shot and the best person should win. It's starting to change a little bit with NIL because you're paying some cash. You got to put them on the field. But the essence of it is the best. We're competing for the best. And Shedeur Sanders doesn't want to compete because he's never had to compete. He doesn't know how to compete. So that's why they go to the media and I'm like, bro, I've never heard this much about a third string quarterback. And I've probably been an NFL fan for real since like 98, 99, but I probably first started when the Packers won the Super Bowl in '96 with Brett Favre's first Super Bowl. Like, but I've never seen this in football to where someone expects that special treatment. Kyler Murray's kind of the same, but Kyler Murray can also ball. Like, Shedeur showed me nothing in his skill guys. I said it about Travis Hunter. So I'm like, bro, Travis Hunter is not as good as I thought he was cold in college. So when I actually saw him in preseason, I'm like, oh, he gonna struggle, bro. He a little boy, and he's not a good enough route runner. He can't tackle. In the NFL, playing corner, I played corner in high school and in college too. The corner position changed to where bigger corners that got to come downhill and tackle because it's the offensive change. So he can't do that, bro. Like, he's gonna be hurt a lot if he does do that. So I think all three of them gonna be bust. And then you seeing what's happening to Colorado now. Like, Deion gonna quit. Yeah. So I just don't see. It's not a race thing because I don't think Archie Manning is gonna be good either. I do think Archie Manning has a messed up shoulder he's trying to play through because of all the NIL money and the height. Because there's a couple games where you could see when he letting that go, he's like grimacing on his face. So something in the shoulder messed up, I would guess. But I don't see it with Arch either. I don't see it at all. And I'm tired. I'm not tired of it, but it's getting old of us like saying just because it's such and such dad is like the nepotism. This is old now. Like, bro. It's everybody out here trying. Like, no, you're not going to just select spots for certain people. You know what I mean? But all right, y'all. I'm gonna wrap this up because this Packer game about to start in a little bit. Y'all have a good night. This is the Black Show. It's Kenny Kamz. I'm out. Peace.
Hey, just a chill guy. She like girls written on your eyes. Why you trying to hide it? I know you got your secrets, but ain't no need to fight it. Down the past life and all week and last night. What up? Just be outside when I pull up. Girl, just hop your finance in this truck and bust this move with me. Girl, you know what you do to me. What you do to me. What you do to me. Yeah. When one door closed, a couple open.